Alright gang, welcome back to our 200 horsepower challenge on CalmLands. We have made significant progress, I think, and I think we are set up to at least severely compete with some of these guys in this challenge that's not a real true challenge. Not a competition, I should say. But today, we've got some things to accomplish. More specifically, our first field we ever drilled is ready to harvest for a second time. It is canola, so we will harvest that. I do not believe canola is the best time to sell canolas right now. I believe it's next month. Those prices are pretty good. But yeah, November. It's currently October, so next month should jump up even more from what it looks like, at least on the seasonal fluctuations. We do have the ability to. This was what I was looking at before we started the actual the episode today. We do have the potential to make canola oil from our productions here, so that may be something we consider doing, or at least put a little bit in there and make some. And then as far as the lettuce goes, I think we have enough lettuce in here that we can go ahead and flip our hydroponic greenhouse over to yeah, we've got 6,569 lettuce, so we almost have the maxed amount of lettuce that the building can hold. So I think we go ahead and flip it over to tomatoes. That way we can start creating some. I think I might have already done that off camera, but just to be safe and sure, ooh, we need to get them some water. It looks like they need some water. Their health is at 97% or 87%, whatever it said. Yeah, I did. I flipped them over to tomatoes already. So I did that off camera before we started today. So we should be able to start making mixed salad. I just have to turn it on. So let's go ahead and do that. It's down here somewhere. There we go. Tomato sauce, mixed salad. That's what we want. So we'll go ahead and flip that on. So that way it will start creating us some mixed salad. Now, we have storing as mixed salad. I've been selling this stuff. It may be beneficial for us to kind of do what I did in the last episode and just kind of put them on the flatbed trailer and selling them ourselves, but I really don't think it makes sense until we get another selling point, which we may do at some point, but I just don't think it makes sense right now. As far as our new area that we put down there with our little market stall there on the edge, things looking good. We've got some honey growing there. I did do a little minor modification right here just to get into this field here. This is where I imagine the main area will be to get into the field, especially if we continue to add stuff on our little road that we put out there, or our little track, whatever you want to call it. As far as how much honey we made, I don't know. We need to go take a peek at that really quick. This field should be looking pretty good. 98% yield bonus. I love that. That's fantastic. The field's going to make us a lot of money. Yep, we've got some honey there already. So that's good. I don't know when the best time to sell honey is, so we might as well take a peek at that while we're down here. Honey. There you are. Looks like February or March. I mean, January, February, March is always the best time to sell stuff, so we'll wait on selling that. We'll just let it stack up for a little while, and we'll sell it at that point. But everything's looking good, gang, so let's go ahead and, without further ado, jump straight into our harvester. And we're going to get that field back there harvested and be on our way. We need to fertilize our grass field that we drilled in the last episode. Oh, camera's going all over the place there, so I might as well just get into first person here. But other than that, the rest of the farm stuff is done. We don't have anything else to do but that. So we'll put the rest of the canola into this silo. We'll put a little bit, like I said, in our barn, just so we can actually make a little bit of oil and just see how that does for us. But rest of it we're going to keep in that silo, and we'll probably go sell it so we can get a profit immediately, because I've got some ideas that I want to do. As I mentioned, I want to put another greenhouse in, which means we've got to have a little bit more room down here. Or I could put the greenhouse, I guess, over there if I wanted to. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should spread the greenhouses apart, but I kind of was just planning on keeping them together. But we'll see. It may not work out, or I may have to move that silo that I put there where we can, buy seeds and whatever else we need. Fertilizer, etc. Liquid fertilizer, I should say. We have hard fertilizer from our production over there, which is still maxed out. So I still have, whenever we do mow this grass, which will be a couple episodes, I still have the digestate set to selling. So we're making a little extra profit whenever we do sell the grass. The grass is looking good, though. Looking real good. We'll need to get a grass roller if we end up keeping this field as grass, which so far I think that's my goal. So we're going to keep it as grass. Harvester's having a little bit of issue getting up this hill here. It's kind of expected, though. So my goal here is I would like to upgrade the harvester at some point. There's not a whole lot really we can upgrade with this challenge. 200 horsepower is really not a lot, so there's not a whole lot of options out there, and we have one of the best cheap options you can get. One thing we can potentially do is upgrade this version of this harvester. There is 2 other versions you can get. One of them is a it's got a little bit more horsepower to it. There's a little bit more storage in the actual harvester itself, in the bin. And the header is slightly bigger. I think this is a 5-meter header. I think the header that you can get with that one's 5.8 or something like that. It's not really going to make that big of a difference, but it is something. And being able to hold more without having to unload is probably, you know, pretty useful, I think. So let's get a little weird angle here on the camera just so I can make sure I don't miss nothing. It's kind of a weird corner anyway. So go around the headland here, as we always do. And then, really, my goal for the rest of the episode is to I'll throw this on a worker. Ooh, I'm missing stuff. Throw this on a worker. We'll get that field over there fertilized. And then I'm going to do a little modification to this field, specifically down there in the end. I'm going to remove a little bit of its... of the field. I'm going to remove a little bit of it. Just and see if it makes sense. Well, I guess I'll look at it first, but I'll see if it makes sense to put another greenhouse down there. It may be too close. It may not work out as I'm expecting, but I'm hoping that there's enough room to fit it there. And if we can fit 2, then that way we can run lettuce and tomatoes at the same time. One thing I have noticed, and I guess you guys really haven't noticed it, I really haven't done a whole lot of the filling the sheep pen with water, because it's just monotonous, boring stuff. So I've been kind of doing that off camera. But the new big water trailer we got, for whatever reason, was having an issue finding the trigger for the sheep. So moving with that market stall, it may help a little bit. It kept wanting to either put it into the greenhouse or potentially even try to sell it at the market stall. So I think moving that will hopefully allow the trigger point for the sheep maybe to be easier to access. So I believe, looking at it right here, because we're going to go past it right now, I believe we can fit another one there. But the problem might be that field over there. It may be encroaching a little bit into that field where we really can't drive that way. But that's okay. That could be temporary until we harvest that field. We'll modify that field a little bit too, as I mentioned. And we're going to put carrots in that. I have decided on that. So we've got to have the money for that, which is one of the reasons why I'm saying we'll keep some of this canola until that field's ready. That way we can sell, well, I guess until next month. That way we can sell it at the best price and make the most money. That's the goal, at least. So I'm going to go around the headland one more time here, and then we'll throw it on a worker, and then at that point we will go over here and fertilize this field. It should take seconds to do that. This will take longer. We'll get our trailer out as well, so we can put some of the crop in there. Speaking of that, it's going to take a while to get this hill so I can look right now. What's out here on the used market? Okay, so that's a nice tractor, but 66 grand. It's too much for us right now. We don't really need the baler anymore since we're doing forage wagon stuff now. This is a nice trailer though for 7,000, and for 3,500 more we can get up to 23. What do we have currently? I don't even know what we have currently. 12.9. So that's doubling our storage, and that trailer's worth how much? 7,004 right now. I mean, that's a no-brainer. We should just do that. We should do that. So we'll probably buy that in this episode too. I mean, I don't necessarily think we would need that right now, and we may never need that kind of space in the trailer, but I mean, it's almost the exact same price as our trailer is now. Once we, you know, fix it up and sell it, I mean, it's probably going to be very near giving us 10 grand, so it's almost an even wash, and we're getting more storage, so it just seems like a no-brainer. What a great day, man. Very sunny. A couple clouds in the sky, but not too bad. Fantastic day to harvest. Getting a good yield out of this too. Like our harvester's full, so we're gonna have to go get the trailer here before we even get around the headland the second time. This is really good. This is really, really good for us. Oop, don't go too far. Don't ruin the crop. All right, let's get the case. We'll use the case for this one. I guess I should put the beacons on. We're supposed to have the beacons on when we're doing unloading and stuff like that on the field, even though there's nobody around. So I easily think we're going to be able to put a trailer load into our barn to create some oil, and then the rest of it can go into our silo. This is going to be really good, man. This is going to be awesome. We're going to make a lot of money off of this in the next month. A lot of money. I don't believe any of our other fields are ready today. Let's take a peek at that really quick. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to wait another month or two. And then they'll be ready. Yep. This one will be ready next month, it looks like, or maybe not next month, the following one, and then these will be shortly behind it. So what I plan on doing here with both of these fields, as I was kind of talking to you guys about it, is I'm going to make it look a little bit more neat and not such a weird shape here. Have these little awkward corners coming this way. I'm going to try to make it, the yard just kind of, you know, make that even road that we created, just make it going straight all the way down here. And then we can put more stuff in the middle. Obviously, when we get to that hill, we really won't be able to do a whole lot, but we should at least easily be able to put another greenhouse, maybe two, in. That would be ideal for us. Alright, so let's put this on a worker. I think I'm actually going to do... Yeah, we'll go... No, we'll go this way. I was going to say, I think I was going to go... I don't really know which way I'm looking at. There's really not a compass or anything, but... At the angle we're looking at right now, I was going to go the other way instead of going up and down this way. But I think we'll put the worker on this path. Alright, have at it, worker. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this 4,500 liters into The barn, I think the rest of it we will put in the silo. I think 4,500 liters is plenty for right now. I don't think we need any more than that in there. I want to make sure I turn everything on. I think I already turned it on, but just to be safe, we're going to make sure that I turned everything on. We turned mixed salad on, we turned soybeans on. I did not turn on the canola oil. That's what we want to do, so we'll turn the canola oil on. Looks like we're going to need some water in here as well. We still have plenty, but it looks like we will need some. So we'll have to do that here soon enough. So I'm going to leave the case right here. And we're going to jump into... yeah, we'll use... No, we won't use the John Deere, excuse me. We'll use the Fiat, because that thing is heavy. Anytime I put fertilizer in it, it's heavy. I might have to put the weight back on this, because remember I told you guys last time it was pulling me. Actually, we've got plenty of fertilizer in there now. I don't need to put anything anymore in there. We've got plenty. So we'll get this grass fertilized here. I was going to do a time lapse, but I think, you know, at this point I really don't even need to do time lapse. This is going to take a few seconds. I mean, the width of this spreader is so good. Not even needed. We are going to get this field drilled immediately after I do a little bit of work down there at the bottom, like I said. Once we get that done, we're going to get that field drilled. Oh, missing a part. We want the best yield we can get out of this grass. Is going to be better than the other grass we're getting, so... make sure we get it all. See, we're almost done already. There's really no reason to put that in there. I mean, this is going to be 2 passes and we're done. It'd be like a 20-second time lapse. It's not even worth it. We gotta start getting some money saved back up again, though, gang, so we can buy another plot of land. Ideally, it's gonna be that plot we're looking at right there in the distance that has that road going right through the middle of it. I think that's our best bet. Just based solely on the fact of how close it is to where our current operation is. I really don't want to be just buying plots of land that are far away from our operation. We certainly will once we get a little bit more further into the series. We certainly will buy some plots that are further away from our operation, and we'll build some little mini operations, you know, for whatever it is we're going to, you know, put in there. Whenever that comes, we probably will just do specifically one thing in there, whether it's grass or a specific crop type. Now, certainly we couldn't put a harvester over there, more than likely. Maybe we could. I guess it depends. Missing that a little bit. But ideally, it wouldn't be a harvester, but you might have, you know, another drill over there in that vicinity, so you can drill, you know, the 3-4 fields you have that are further away from here, so that way it's not as far. Another tractor. You get what I mean. It may not be beneficial for us to do all that, but if the time comes and we do get, you know, enough income coming, like I think we're going to with, you know, what we've done here, what we set ourselves up to do here, that probably will be our option. All right. Worker has almost a full grain tank. By the time he gets down there to the end and back, going back up, we'll be able to unload him and send him on his way again. So, all right, we'll do this one and one more pass, and then we will be done. And this should give us a nice income of grass here. We'll have to get a grass roller. I mentioned that, I think, already, but in case I didn't, so for some reason, I might have mentioned in the last episode, we're going to need a grass roller for this. Because we're not planning on putting an actual field into this one for a while, at least. Maybe we will eventually, but I think it's smart for us to have at least one field that's grass, since that methane and that electric, just, it makes us so much money. So much money. We may actually mow that little portion down there that it's just, you know, regular grass that comes with it, not grass we planted. We may mow that because there's a decent chunk there. We probably could get, you know, a trailer load, maybe a forage wagon trailer load, maybe two, probably just one though. So we'll do that for sure. Just hit that real quick because I thought I missed some there. Didn't miss some here. I knew I did. I knew there was a spot that I missed some. But see, right here, that's a pretty decent amount of grass right there we could get. All right, let's go get in the trailer. He's full. All right. Go ahead, put this away real quick, and then we're going to go over there and take a peek at putting down another hydroponic greenhouse. So I think we can figure that out without having to move anything. I think we can figure out if there's enough room or not. We can just go to our greenhouses, find the hydroponic, and then just see what it looks like as far as right next to the other one. You have to have a little bit of space for the spawn point, even though we're not actually going to utilize that spawn point. I think there's plenty of room there. I think there's enough room to even drive the car around there. We will have to cut a little bit of this field off a little bit to make it easier to turn in there. But I think for now we could just back things in coming on this path right here, right? I think there's enough room. So let's move that stuff, and let's just see what it says. Let's see really how much room we're going to be dealing with now that we believe there's plenty of room there. Let's also fill that up with some water while we're at it. The sheep. Let's see if my little moving my market actually worked out for us. We will use the John Deere for this one. John Deere needs some gas, and it needs a little service. So let's do that while we're at it, too. Now that we have the ease of being able to do all of that here on our farm, there's no reason not to keep them in tip-top shape. Am I right? $296 to repair. Totally worth it. We don't have any plans, at least for right now, of getting rid of this tractor anytime soon. Eventually we will, but we don't have any right now. We really don't have the profit, the money, I should say, to consider doing that yet. Let me make sure I don't get in the harvester's way real quick. I'm just going to place them kind of in this field for right now. It won't be long before we, start putting a drill into this field, because a harvester is getting along pretty well, but, the harvester needs to get at least, well, a little bit more than halfway through the field. It's getting close, but it's not quite there yet, so probably by the time we're done doing all this, filling up the water, figuring out the greenhouse placement, all that stuff, probably when we're done doing all of that, it'll be ready for it. So let's set it there for right now. Down here, there's not really going to be a whole lot I can do. We may keep these awkward shapes down here on parts of the field, but we will at least keep this track in so we can get down to the water so it looks a little bit more realistic. I've also considered doing these the maple syrup production. I really want to do maple syrup production. It won't be this episode for obvious reasons, but I do want to do this. I'm not sure where I will put this in at. It's decent amount of money. 16 grand is the starting price where we're looking at, somewhere in here, probably 18, 20 grand, depending on where we decide to place it at. It's a lot of money. But I don't want to put it in yet. I want to wait until we either harvest this field or mow this field the first time, whatever, and then we can place it down. I just would love to do maple syrup. I've never done it, and I'd like to do it. So that's a future thing. Greenhouse, here we go. All right. All right, so let's just put it a lot closer than I thought, honestly. All right, let's make sure we have this lined up as best as we can here. It's kind of hard for me to do on controller. If it was a mouse or a keyboard, it'd be much easier. I could just tab it to the left. Boom. All right, we've got another one, gang. And there's plenty of room there. We're going to have to do a little bit of work here. That really messed things up here. We're going to have to do some work here. Either flatten this out, or if I can't flatten it out, try to make it look a little bit more like a rock cliff like I did on this one. That may end up being what you have to do. And like I was saying, we may have to take out part of this crop here just so we can have a road to come in this way. We'll wait till we harvest it before we do it, obviously, but let's just see what we can do right now. I don't know if it'll even let me do it or not, but let's see. We want a level, and we want it to be pretty heavy here into this. It's going to cost us a lot of money to do this, but it's all right. It's worth it. Yeah, it's not going to let us do a whole lot there. That's pretty much the extent. Unfortunately, we're going to have that. There's not really a whole lot. I don't think it's going to move. We're going to spend a lot of money on this, gang, but that's a price I'm willing to accept. So it's not going to be a perfect until we're able to take out a little bit of this, cut this corner off here. Probably basically go from here and kind of go up like this, and then just kind of wrap it straight here to the edge of this. That way it gives us plenty of room to go at it from this angle. We could also move this, but we'll do that first and see, you know, how it feels and what it looks like. And if we can't make it look any better, then we will we'll just have to go with it, right? There's not really a whole lot we can do at this point. We've placed it down. We can delete it, certainly, but don't really like doing that. That feels like cheating to me. Let's try to make it look a little bit better in the meantime. How's that feel, guys? How's that look? Believable? I think so. I think that's pretty believable. Good enough for me. For now, at least, I should say. So, with that, let's go ahead and get some water so we can fill this thing up and get it going. Here's that little bump I was talking about down here. Nothing I can do about it. So we still had some water in here. We're gonna, once we fill this up, we're gonna go get the sheep first. Hopefully we can trigger the sheep. If not, I might have to cheat and, well, I say cheat, it's not really cheating, but use that other mini trailer we got that was only specifically for liquid fertilizer. We may just have to get that one. Harvester's doing some good progress here. It's still got, I would say, another pass or two, and then we can put it on a drill. We can get the drill going. It's a heavy trailer of water here, gang. Heavy trailer. Yeah, it doesn't like this trailer, I don't think. I think that's what the problem is. The trigger never pulls up. For some reason, this trailer, I don't know what it is, doesn't like it. So we're going to have to utilize that other trailer, I guess, for the sheep whenever it's time for the sheep. Not ideal. Goes against everything I was saying in the many episodes ago, earlier on. I wanted to keep them separate because it wouldn't really make sense in real life to have a water tank and a fertilizer tank. But we'll have to do it. We'll just have to. Not really a whole lot we can do. So I'm going to flip around here then. We'll fill up our new hydroponic greenhouse. We'll do a little touch up here on the ground. Make it look a little more realistic if we can. And we're going to put... I think for now... Quick save. For now, we're going to do tomatoes, I think. And the reason why is because I want to get the farmhouse cut up with all the lettuce, and then once it gets a little bit closer, probably an episode or two, we'll flip one of these over to lettuce, and then that way it'll be relatively evenly distributed. Obviously, you know, I think you get more tomatoes than lettuce, but you get what I mean. How much is in here? 69%. We still got room in there. So let's unhook this one. Let's go hook up our little tiny trailer and let's fill it up with water so we can give that to the sheep. I should also look and see when wool's best, or potentially put down another production for wool to make clothes or things like that, but we really aren't making that much wool from those sheep there. We really should be getting some more sheep, I think. Another sheep pen, I should say, that has the ability to hold more sheep. Probably an open air one or an open land one, whatever you want to call it, where they can just roam whatever they want. Not into a pen like that. Something we may end up doing here. Especially like in our grass field. I mean, there's no reason for them not to be able to roam around in that grass field. So I'll tell you what we're going to do here, gang. I'm going to put a time-lapse in now. Haven't done one yet. We're pretty far into this already without a time-lapse. We'll put a time-lapse in here. I'm going to get this done. It just, for whatever reason, does not like that big trailer. I don't know why. I don't understand it. But in any case, we'll go ahead and get this all working. We'll get everything filled up. It's going to be a lot of back and forth of just filling up water tanks, and we're going to get the other tractor out, get the drill on it. We're going to start drilling that field. I think we will put... I really don't mind canola being in this field, so I think I'm going to put canola in again. I know we have canola in a lot of different fields right now, but I think this one's going to be our dedicated canola field, moving forward at least. That's my goal. So, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So let's go ahead and get this done, gang, and I'll be back with you guys once everything has been complete. All right, gang, we got a lot of things accomplished here. It does look a little weird down here right now. I understand that, but this will be fixed. What I plan on doing is, well, I kept that track in here. I think the more I think about it, we will probably move this, but not until this field is ready to be harvested. I think I'm going to even put in a third hydroponic greenhouse right here. So I don't know where. I might just move it down here a little further, or I might move it maybe over there by the other silo. Probably makes more sense over there. But regardless, I may move that. And then this field will be the main, or this track, should I say, is going to be the main track going down here to the water. This portion, I will drill up and expand this field out. So it'll be a bit of a weird shape still. But this field will at least get some of the crop back that it's going to lose when we try to fix this, right, to pull this around this way. So that's the goal, at least. We made this one a little bit more symmetric, and we're going to make this one look even a little bit more weird than it already does. So that's my goal, at least. It won't be this episode, like I said, but once this is ready to harvest and we get it harvested, then we'll work on cleaning up the yard a little bit more than it already is. So, but I do really like the way the yard's coming together. So we've got a worker on the drill. We've got a worker on the roller. You know I hate rolling. Looks like he didn't even go all the way up to the top. So I'm going to have to fix that. We've got the harvest is done, which is really, really good for us. We got a decent chunk of canola. Most of it is in the silo, like you saw. We're going to load up the trailer one more time with this. We'll go put this away. We'll come back here, get the trailer and the tractor, unload that into our silo. And then we got to get the sprayer out, and we'll have to spray. And once we get this field sprayed, we will be done. So a little bit of an awkward area down here for right now, but again, temporary. It will be fixed. There's also a little like triangle-shaped section, 90-degree right triangle section there. I can't, for whatever reasons, they won't let me paint it, no matter how small or large I make the brush. So, we'll just leave that there, I guess. Not really a whole lot I can do. I will try to fix up a little bit of this grass, too, with actually having some grass on there, instead of just being painted, so it looks a little bit more realistic. So I'll work on that off camera, though. We don't need to do that on camera, I don't think. Go ahead and put this away. Yeah, it's stopping like when it gets to the really difficult part on the top of the hill, so we'll have to touch that up ourselves, and it's not going all the way down either. That's alright. We can fix that ourselves. It's not that big of a deal. It's an easy fix. Almost got 2 full pallets of wool there. That's really good. Really, really good for us. So let's go ahead and unload this. And then while we're doing that, I don't know what the price is. I know I have it installed somewhere. The sheep, open pen sheep. These are some. Free range sheep barn. And those are expensive though. We can't really afford that. 9 grand. Free range sheep pasture. That's what it is. 9 grand. It allows us to have 50 sheep. This one's 30. The one we currently have is 30. Well, here's 5 grand. Ooh, 5 grand. Basic sheep pasture. 120. That's what we want. It does put those poles in the ground, though. That's part of the problem, man. Those poles, they get in the way. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because it's like the area that the sheep can walk around in, but then it's just sitting in your field. I mean, I could put it in the grass, I guess. We'd have to go around it. But we literally just did all that work on this grass, and it would be kind of feel like a waste. You know what I mean? I don't know. What do you guys think I should do here? We'd have to put some kind of a track up there to get to the stuff, too. I don't know. I want to do it. because that would make us a lot more profit, especially with all this grass we're going to be making now. And it makes sense to put them in the grass, but this one is nicer because it doesn't put any of those down. I think we're going to put this one in. It may mean that they roam a little further than I want them to, and it does mean we probably won't be able to put any sheep down in this episode because we don't have that much money. Let's put this away. Let me think about it for a minute. Let's put this away. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to kind of run a test really quick. I just want to see how bad it's going to look, and then I'll be back with you, depending on what my decision is. Alright, gang, so I tried a few tests, and it just wasn't working exactly how I wanted it to. I went out of the actual map itself altogether, out of our playthrough here on CalmLands, and just went into a basic map, and was just trying some things out. And I ended up going with this one. This is the one that has the posts. It does give us more sheep as well, and it was cheaper. So we're going to go with it. It's a little distracting, I guess, having one wood beam here in our grass field, but it shouldn't be too bad. It's kind of been sunk into the ground a little bit. It's not perfect. It's a little, you know, it's got a bit of a hill and a bit of an incline, but shouldn't be a problem. Unfortunately, that has to stay there. I have the interactive zones off. I thought for some reason I had them on, but evidently that just stays there with displaceable. So not a whole lot I can do about that one, unfortunately, but we can at least buy a few sheep and stick them in here, and then we can move some of the grass over here so we can start feeding them. I'm actually not even going to put a track in here. I don't even know if it'll let me grass over this. I will grass over it too. I don't know if it'll let me or not, but I will try to do that off camera. I mean, it's just grass. We can drive on grass. It doesn't harm the grass. So we're just going to leave it there. We're not going to put a track in or anything like that, at least not initially. Maybe later on we might if we start building some stuff out here. But for now, that's what we're going to do. I don't think we will build anything else. I think it'll literally just be this, but you get what I mean. So let's go ahead and put some sheep in here. I'm going to do kind of a similar thing that we did in the last one. The nice thing about this is it actually gives us 120 sheep. That's a ton of sheep. A lot of sheep. So we are going to buy some that are of age. We don't have a whole lot of money. So we just got to be kind of cautious that we're not spending too much here. It's going to kind of go away from what I was planning on doing and buying that trailer. I think this is a smarter play for us, though. This is going to make us money. All right, so we've got some sheep here now. So we may buy more sheep in the process, but for now, this is fine, and I think it makes sense for them just to kind of be open-aired. Kind of sucks for those guys that are all kind of locked in a gate, but oh well. That's all right. So let's go ahead and get these workers going again, because obviously, like I said, I went out of the actual map, so they all stopped. I'm going to fix this section up here really quick. But we'll get these guys going again, and then we'll go over and we'll grab water, and we'll grab some grass to put in there and feed them. Does mean we need more grass now. We are going to have to get some grass mowed for them because we're probably going to run out. I'm assuming that can hold probably both of the bales that we have of grass. So if it can, we are going to have to get some more pretty quickly here. We do have some grass right here and on the edges here that we can mow. We probably can easily get a couple of bales out of that, but we're not really going to do the baling anymore. Like I said, we got rid of the baler, so we'll just put it into our forage wagon, and then we'll just dump it in there based off the forage wagon. Be easier to do as well. I'm going to quickly go around the headland here with this one, just because you know he's not going to do it properly, so we may as well just go ahead and do it, get it out of the way. At least the edges. What do you guys think? You guys think that was a good idea, putting that thing of sheep in there? I think it will be in the long run. I think we'll profit a lot from wool, and then we can probably buy the production I was talking about, where we can turn our wool into clothes or whatever else we decide to turn it into, and make a little bit more profit. Because it's not even coming all the way down here to the end, so there was really no reason for me not to do this now. Spin a U-turn here. Come back down. We might have to do another one, actually. This isn't a very big roller. We need to upgrade some of our equipment here relatively soon, in my opinion. I think we'll be better off if we do it. Just go to the end here, and I'll turn around. We're gonna have to touch the rest of this up once it's done. I'm not even going to lift this up because it takes so long to lift up the roller. That's why I'm just kind of making turns with it. It's not really the most realistic thing, but it's more trouble than it's worth to not do it that way. So we're just going to do it that way. One more pass here, and then we'll be back on track with the roller. Well, maybe not. Gonna have to realign it. Well, I still missed a portion. We're going to have to do another pass. Come on, Z! Get it together! Well, I missed a drill at that point, evidently. Interesting. Oh well. Not even worth going back up there and fixing that little tiny spot, so I'm not going to worry about it. Alright. Should be able to set this back on a worker now. I'm probably going to switch out the tractor as well that's on that, because that one has the forks, which we will need to put the sheep, or to give the sheep some grass, excuse me. I'll come back. I'll touch that up later. I'm not worried about that. All right, throw that on a worker. Take the case out here. Really starting to come together, though, gang. This farm is really coming together. We've got a very successful farm here. Here we go. Let's go pick up a bale of grass and see how much it fills it up over there. It's probably going to need both of them, like I said. No, at least it'll accept both of them. It probably won't need it. There's not that many sheep there yet, but it'll probably accept them both. But at least we can get the grass out of here. I'm going to take them one at a time. Can't get the forks back there. Yeah, it took the whole thing. How much is it? How much can it take? That's not what I need. How do I figure out how much it can take? Here we go. A lot. It can take a lot. We're nowhere near where we need to be. So yeah, we'll definitely mow that up right there. And we'll put it all in here. I was going to put it in the silage, like I said at the beginning of the episode, but since we've kind of shifted gears here and bought some more sheep, we're gonna do that instead. Maybe low and weak on money here for a few episodes, but I think in the long run we're going to make a ton of money off of all of these sheep. Especially, like I said, if we turn it into clothes or something else like that. Alright, let's get some water to them. And we should be good. Want to spray this field? And that'll be the final thing to do today. By the time we get the water filled up, this field, he should already be done drilling, and the roller should be getting pretty close as well. Alright, we just need to drop the water in here, and then we are good to go. Perfect, it's got a good reach. It's good. I can turn the triggers back off now. But yeah, the sheep are going to need more grass, because their effectiveness is only about halfway. They need more. So they're going to be maxed out on water, though. They don't take that much water, actually. 6,000 liters of water, that's really not that much. Okay, well, we can put the rest of it into our barn over there. Watch out, little sheepers. I'm gonna run right into it. This guy's just hanging out in the grass. Hanging around. A little bit of a bump there I think I'm gonna have to fix. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Where that was. Right here. There's a bump right here for some reason. I don't know how that bump even came to be. It wasn't there before that I remember. I'll have to work on that as well off camera. Huh, interesting. Okay, well. There should be enough water in there. I'm not going to fill any more water up in there. If I need to, I can do that off camera. We'll go put this over here. We'll go grab, and I'm just kind of throwing these over here for right now, because like I said, this is going to be all cleaned up whenever that field is ready to harvest. Go get the sprayer. We'll get this thing sprayed. Probably won't be able to see what I'm doing again, but that's alright. We'll do the best we can to make it as close without missing anything, and if we miss something, we can do it in the next episode. Touch it up in the next episode. Trying to line it up a little bit better over here. There we go. Alright. Don't have a whole lot of herbicides, so we're going to need to fill that up, so let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to need it. That's a hill right there, isn't it? Alright, let's unfold this sucker. You have not finished it, you liar. You missed a big old portion of it. You missed all kinds of it. Look at that. That's a mess. I'll try to speed in front of the roller here and hit this portion, because he's going to get in my way if I don't hurry up. Nailed it. Perfect. We're going to have to take over that roller anyway. He's not going to hit that portion the proper way. We know he's not. Alright. So I think what I'm going to do here, if I can squeeze this through, I don't know if I can or not. It's a little unrealistic, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm going to fill this up with solid fertilizer. Just so that we'll take out a little bit more out of the production there, so it can continue to make more for us. There's no reason not to have this filled up at all times with fertilizer. Let's get this done. Alright, gang, we've got one more thing to do today. We're actually going to finally use our swather. Finally. It's just going to be real quick, though. We're just going to do that real quick pass right there in front of our grass field where our sheep are. We're literally just going to do that little section right there. And we'll we'll forage wagon it up, and we'll go from there. This thing has a windrower attached to it, so it's going to be real nice. I'm going to go into here quickly, a quick save. I'm going to turn on the help window real quick. I just want to see, I'm assuming there is a Toggle work mode. There we go. Left swath, right swath, swath dropping in the middle. I'm going to do left swath starting out here. Yes, look at this. This is perfect. This is perfect. Now, what's going to happen if I go up to this pole? Is they going to stop me, or can I drive through it? Some poles, they let you drive through if they're just there for... Yep, it lets me drive through it. A little unrealistic, but that's okay. But look at this. This is phenomenal. We are driving 9 miles an hour. We're taking up a ton of grass. Much more than we were doing before. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe much more is not the correct word, but it does feel like we're flying through this, and it's not going to take any time at all to do our grass moving forward. This is good. This is really good. This is all going to go straight to the sheep, just so we can try to get them at 100%. Go. We'll try to get it as close as we can to being in the same swath as what we just made, so we have a bigger swath to work with. Go ahead and turn that off. I don't need that anymore. I know what button it is. This is going to make short work of that field, man. This is great. This is great. In any other field we buy, moving forward. I'm just going to pull this over here for right now. Put that away in a minute. Let's jump into, let's get the case. We'll use the case to load up the wagon. I don't know how much this is going to fill up, but hopefully we get at least one wagon load. Our wagon's not very big, so that's why I'm saying hopefully it's at least one, but it looks like it's not going to be. It looks like we're going to get about 70-ish%, maybe 80. Oh, and maybe we will get a full one, actually. We're getting there. We still got a bit ways to go. There's 80, so we got further than I was saying, 70, 80. We're going to get a full one. A little bit left over. So not too shabby. Let's see what we're doing here for the sheepies. Yeah, we're getting there now. We've maxed it out. Sweet. So we're going to have some to put into our silo. Fantastic. This is great. Let's just touch up this little mini section here we missed. These little plots. Little spots. Splotches, whatever you want to call them. Won't be much, but maybe 1% if we're lucky. Yep, 1%. We can throw all this in our silage silo, and I mean, it won't be a whole lot, but it'll be a little bit of funds, which is really good for us. We need the funds after buying all that. We could go around all the edges of some of these, you know, plots of land that, like, I could drive in this grass here and hit all those edge little spots there. It wouldn't be a whole lot, but it would be something. We could do that. I'll probably save that, though, for the next episode. And just in case, you know, none of these fields are ready to harvest. I'm hoping they will be, but if not, we're not going to have a whole lot else to do besides that. We don't have any money to buy another plot of land right now, so... Go ahead and put this back where it belongs. And we're going to call that an episode, gang. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you're new. It's free. It helps me out a ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, let me know down below, and I'm happy to get back to you on everything. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my second channel. Link will be in the description as well as on the main page. And until next time, I will see you all in the next episode.